I wanted to give up so many times. What is good? We are here for an update. Over a year ago, I said this bold claim. The goal is to make my dream life a reality in a year. It has been a year and a few weeks, and the reports show that I have failed. I have failed at making my dream life a reality in 1 year, and that is okay. And although I didn't make it happen in my timeline, does not mean that it cannot happen at all. So that's just something to keep in mind for anyone who's chasing their dreams and they didn't achieve it in the time frame they wanted to. A lot of our favorites have failed so many times before they reach the level of success that they're at now, before they reach the point where they are living a life beyond their dreams, where so many people are enjoying the works that they put out, the things that they create. So if they had to fail a bunch of times to get to where they want to be or where they are now, who says I'm an exception? I mean, obviously there are people that they are an exception, but I wasn't one of those people. I did not complete my goal within the year, my big lofty goal that is, and I am learning to be okay with that. But yeah, let's hop into each of the 3 categories about what I chose to share with making my dream life a reality. The 3 areas that I was focusing on were 1, content creation, 2, fashion, beauty, and style, and 3, travel and fun things. So overall, I'm gonna give myself a C-. You know, I didn't quite reach an A, which would have been achieving the, dream life in a year. But I will say I gave myself like a smidge below average because things were changing. There were improvements happening, but there was still a lot of room for improvement. I did the best with the resources I had, and that still evoked change. It just wasn't the change that I had in my head, being a little delulu. So let's get into each of the categories. As far as content creation goes, my goal was to have a quality community full of engaged people who, actively engage in my content. And then the other part of the goal was to be a well-paid content creator. So, in terms of reaching, the community goals that I had, I didn't put out a number for everyone. I had a number to myself. Did I reach that number? Absolutely not. With that being said, if you are not following or subscribed to me, now's the time to help a girl out. Help me reach my goals of expanding this community to reach more and more people. And if you are subscribed and following, thank you so much. I am grateful for our little community. I do not take for granted the amount of people that are here. I know sometimes it's easy for us to get caught up, but if you put yourself in a room with how many followers or subscribers you have, you realize that this is not a small number. Or even taking something like how many views you get per video. If that many people were with you in an auditorium, you also would be like, hold on a second. So I don't take it for granted. Thank you. But yeah, I appreciate all of you that, were along my journey at whatever step you joined on. And I'm excited to see where content creation continues to take me. And shifting gears in terms of monetization, no, we are not close to monetization. And obviously monetization comes in different forms, brand deals, being like monetized on the app by like meeting their requirements, whatever the case may be. But from where I started at like 0, less than 10, subscribers and followers on on TikTok and on YouTube, I would say I did pretty good for not really having too much social media experience and like trying to figure this out as I go. But in time, monetization can and will happen. It's just out of my control for when the timing is going to be. But I am grateful for the community I've grown, and I'm excited to keep us going. So help a girl get to 1K soon, God willing. So thank you if you haven't subscribed, or excuse me, thank you if you have subscribed. If you haven't, you know what time it is. Next category, fashion, beauty, style. So the goal was to update my beauty like regimens from makeup and skincare, and then also to try to find new ways of experimenting with my fashion and style, and also just get comfortable in my overall, like what my overall style would be. When it came to like my makeup and skincare, I have been trying out new products and slowly changing out different things. There's not like a solid, like, I only use these products. Like, I'm still navigating what products align with like my values, and also what products like look good on my skin and feel good on my skin. So that is a work in progress. In time, we will get there, but we're not quite there yet. But I definitely will include some of like the products that I have been trying this year, that I've been enjoying. And also I did get to have my first skin peel. Like, I got a chemical peel. I didn't get the one that like makes you look all scaly like a snake. I do want to get that in the future, but I tried out a different chemical peel first and it had my skin radiating. So also that one will be in the rotation again. Fashion and style, it has been a journey. I've been mostly working with items that I already have, and I feel like that has been a struggle, but also helped, like, it's pushing me to be more creative with what I have. I am trying to like include more colors, like, because if you if you cover your head, you know, like the black scarf, it's just easy to throw on. So I'm trying to like, you know, do more colors, do simple things like accessories, just to elevate the outfit a little bit more. I have been trying things outside of my comfort zone, or just like having fun again with style and even makeup. So it has been a journey, and I think once I have more of the resources I want, my wardrobe will better reflect that. But if I'm honest with you, I would love to just take out most of my closet, donate it, give it away, throw it out, and then have a bunch of new items that better reflect who I am. Because I feel like when I see different items, I'm like, ooh, I could see that in my closet, and that better reflects my style and my wardrobe. But we need we need the resources to get that, and doing things gradually just makes more sense. And that's just real life, like, you know, we're taking steps in that direction. I am having fun trying new things and like getting more comfortable in my style. But am I where I want to be when it comes to my style? Not quite, but we're gonna get there. So yeah, I think we did a little bit higher. Like in this category, I would say like we did a little bit higher than average. Or actually, I'll say this. I'll say for content creation, we did a little bit below average. For fashion and beauty, we did about average. And then transitioning, travel and new things, I would say we did a little bit above average. I was outside. I would say I'm more extroverted than introverted. But when I could be, I was outside. I was having fun. I was trying new things. But in this category, the goal was to explore, travel, see new things, experience new things, whether that be restaurants, activities, outdoor activities, places, just try new things and have fun. So when it came to travel, internationally, I went to Ghana for the first time, and then I got to go back to Sierra Leone. And it was nice to spend an extended amount of time in West Africa because I hadn't done that before. So that was really amazing, especially because it was so cold when I left, and it was just nice to be in the warmth. And then nationally, places I was in was Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, Texas, Connecticut, New Jersey, Maryland. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I got to see some new states I hadn't been to. I also got to revisit states I've already been to before. It was nice to see the world, and I cannot wait to see more of the world. God willing, the abundance will be in my favor, and I will be traveling, because there's just something that traveling really does for me, and it's just so wonderful to experience different cultures, to see how other people are living, to just be connected with something that you haven't experienced before. And I love travel. Like, I can't get enough of it. For like new things, I'm gonna try to recount. I feel like there was so many. I got to see Kitronada for the first time. I got to go to a cat cafe, 4-wheel biking, go to a waterfall in a different country, try cultural foods that I hadn't experienced before. I got to do mosaic tiles, like through this like Turkish workshop. I got to go to this really fabulous spa with my friends. I got to do tea making. There are so many things. Honestly, these are the like ones that come to mind, but there were so many things that I got to experience for the first time. There's a lot more that I wanted to do as well, but again, with the resources I had and everything else that was going on in life, I'm grateful that I still got to try and do so many different things. It was really a blessing to just have fun and enjoy and be in the moment and do things that I don't get to do on an everyday basis. So that was really, really amazing. And yeah, so like I said, overall, I would give myself a C-, which is like slightly below average. I think with my resources and life just lifing, I think I did pretty good with getting a lot done, even though I'm not at the dream life state in 1 year. And again, just because it didn't happen in a year does not mean that it's not gonna happen for me, because I do believe it's going to happen. It's just not my time yet. My time will come. So overall, I would say when it came to these 3 categories, I did get to try new things. I did get to experiment and have fun. And I also learned a lot. So let's switch gears and talk about some lessons I learned in trying to achieve my dream life in 1 year. Number 1, it's okay to take breaks. Do not let anybody discourage you from taking breaks. I actually made a whole video on this because I think especially as Black women, we are told, you gotta grind, you gotta work 2 times as hard or sometimes 3 times as hard. And I do understand that, but I also understand that there's power in rest and there's power in fueling yourself back up so that when you go to, target your goals, you can achieve them with a rested mind, feeling rejuvenated and not burnt out. So rest is essential. Take the breaks when you need it. Listen to your body. If your body is calling for rest, do it. It will help your body. It will help your mind. You will not regret taking a break. And then you can come back and attack your goals just as hard or even harder than you were doing before. The second thing that I learned / was reminded of is delayed does not mean denied. Just because I wasn't able to achieve my dream life in 1 year does not mean that it's not going to happen for me. It just didn't happen in the time frame that I expected it to. So maybe it might take me 2 years. It might take me 2.5 years. Who knows? And tomorrow I could that's a stretch. But in a month from now, I could be in a completely more positive, elevated space. I just don't know. But it is okay that I didn't achieve what I expected to achieve in a year, but it doesn't mean that I won't have that lifestyle or better in a few more, whatever the time frame may be. So please remember this, is if you set like a goal for yourself and you didn't achieve it in the time frame, maybe you wanted to get in shape in 6 months, or you wanted to get a certification in 8 months or something like that, and you didn't accomplish those goals in that time frame, it doesn't mean that you can't still achieve those things. You can. It's just maybe taking you a little bit longer, and that is perfectly fine. So don't let anybody discourage you. Again, delayed doesn't equal denied. Number 3, it is okay to share some aspects of your journey with people. And this was personally a hard one for me because if you know me, I'm very private. You know what I want you to know. Sharing this big lofty goal really pushed me outside of my comfort zone, and also making sure to share monthly updates was also something that made me uncomfortable. But I know that it also is encouraging for others to see our journeys. There's people that I follow, and to see their journeys. If I hadn't seen it, I would just think, oh my gosh, they just became an overnight success, when that's not really the case. They've been actively, working at this. So it is okay to share your journey with people. Obviously be mindful what you share and what you keep, you know, to yourself. But yeah, it was a learning moment for me to be outside of my comfort zone and share this big goal and share like my steps in the journey of attempting to like change my life for the better in a year. Number 4, everybody isn't always going to see the vision that you have for yourself. Even if you tell them, like sometimes you might express your goals to them and they're gonna be like, I don't get it. And that's okay, as long as you know what you're trying to achieve and you don't get discouraged, because oftentimes people will either not get it, they'll try to discourage you, they'll tell you it's too hard, but it doesn't mean that you should stop trying to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. Like there's a lot of things that like sometimes I've told people and they're just like, oh, that's so hard, I don't know how you're gonna do it, and you still do it. Like life is hard. So pick your heart, essentially. And sometimes, you know, as time goes on, they will get the vision, and sometimes it doesn't matter how much time passes, they won't get the vision, and that is perfectly fine too. Just remember that you're doing this to better yourself, to better your future, sometimes even to better your community, to better your family, whatever the case may be. But make sure you don't get distracted by the noise, because sometimes people just don't get the things that you're trying to achieve when the vision isn't brought to fruition yet. But when it does, oftentimes people are like, oh, now I understand. So make sure, despite what people say, you keep going after your goals and, you know, stay the course. The last lesson that I want to share is that you can still have these big goals and dreams for your life. You just might have to alter some things in getting there. So obviously when I started this, I had an idea in my head that like in a year this is going to happen for me. Obviously that wasn't the case, but it doesn't mean I should throw away the goal completely. Like I still want to get my reality as close to my dream life as possible, but I have to go back to the drawing board and maybe alter some things, figure out how I'm going to achieve this goal. And the journey obviously is going to look different than it did this past year, and that is perfectly okay. The goal is still important to me, but how I'm getting to that goal has obviously changed, and maybe that's for the better. That might help me achieve the goal in, you know, less time or more time, or the goal could, because it's taking me a little bit more time to achieve, it could just look so much better. So anyway, I say all this to say that the goal can remain the same, but the path to the goal may alter a bit. So that's how it went for me, trying to make my dream life a reality in just 1 year. It had its ebbs and flows. It was smooth on some parts and it was a bit more challenging on other parts, but overall, I'm glad that I pushed myself to do something different. I'm glad that I was able to dream big and be a little delulu, and just do something that was, you know, outside of my comfort zone, but also exciting to see like, oh my gosh, is this really possible? Like, could I, you know, make my dream life a reality in a year? Let me know. How did your goals go for this year? I know some of us, we wrote the goals down and we never opened the goals again. Some people, you know, they got everything done. Some were a little bit in between. Some people are like, you know what, girl, I'm gonna try next year. So let me know how it went for you trying to achieve your goals. Let me know if you have any tips, like Fatima girl, you should try this out. This is definitely gonna help you achieve your goals for the future. Or if you have any lessons that you learned too, I would love to hear the lessons that you learned in trying to change your life for the better. I am very much open to learning. That was pretty much me trying to make my dream life a reality in 1 year. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't give up, because I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up so many times, but I'm glad that I stayed through on this commitment that I made to myself. Again, yes, it didn't happen in the time frame that I saw, but it's gonna happen for me. I believe and trust that, and I hope to one day look back at this video and be like, yeah, maybe it didn't happen in a year, but it still happened for you, and praise God you are living an extraordinary life. Thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you in my next one. Have a good day. Take care.